Good evening, Divine Soul Tribe. I'm back again with another message. Welcome to my channel. I'm Divina, Strella Lumen. So, I thought that we could get out of Karmaville, but Spirit has other ideas. So I was clearing, my space earlier and tidying my cards. I thought, let me just cut this deck, the Kipper deck. We all know that one's got the tea. And people, Divine Soul Tribe. Divina's Divine Soul Tribe, that's what we are. These creatures, because that's what we're just going to call them from now on. Still they just don't learn. This is what come up when I cut the deck. Coffin and community. That's a wrap. I just... them trying... Look, right. So coffin, great fortune, official person, house, you're the house. Adjudication, gifts, bad health, expectation, wealthy man, pathway, sudden wealth, lovers, change, distant horizons and journey. Right, do you know what I'm getting from that? Immediately, they try to end your great fortune, right? Try to circumvent being the official person so that they could rob your house, right? Now they're facing judgment for trying to steal your gifts and they're in bad health. Shit, we started off with the coffin. Now, they're expecting your person to become a spiritually wealthy man or woman because they've stepped onto their pathway and the certain wealth is going to be bestowed upon them anyway. And then you two are going to come into union. And that big change in the not so distant horizon is where your journey begins. Let's have a look on the community side. So this community, full of false people, received their message of concern, and this mature man, a fucking thief, was trying to rob this child, your person. This mature woman called a meeting in the family room because there was a lot of concern over this fucking hard work that they've been putting in. To try and circumvent this unexpected income, because your person wasn't expected this income, but do you know what Spirit said? Do you know what God said? They're held in high honour. They're on their journey towards going to courtship. Well, they're going into courtship while you're going to prison. Spiritual confinement. You and your person are going to get married and you've got a job to do with your main male, masculine, yeah? They've been thinking a lot about this message, right? And they now know that you're the main female while they're out here in poverty. You're the privileged one. They're in despair because they're stuck in this fucking courthouse. Now I tell you people, well, I ask you really, what, I'm going to have to get some tarot on this. I'm going to get my supernatural deck out, right? The despair, because your person's chosen their journey and flipped that switch, right? They know that this is coming. This is literally a case of what's cooking in Karmaville kitchen, because they're so distraught, right, that they're actually scrambling around trying to think of things to do, even though they know there's nothing they can do. It's like being in that box. It's filling up with water. You can't get out. Anyway, let's get into it, people. Right, at the bottom, the Knight of Wands. With the fucking Queen of Wands. So they still haven't learned. I'm going to tell you again. Don't have sex. No exchanges of bodily fluids. Don't share drinks, don't share food, nothing. Don't shake hands, don't kiss on the cheek, don't kiss anybody. Because you see what I'm picking up here is their last ditch attempts. There's going to be something involving like some sort of sex magic confusion shit, right? They'll probably send someone to you and someone to your person. Take it as it resonates. So be mindful if you're on dating apps. Be mindful if you're going out and random people just sort of walk up to you. Because listen, these people are facing judgment. This is the Page of Swords. They're watching you. They're watching you and your person to see, right, in fucking judgment. They're being judged. They know they're being judged. They know they're being watched. They're being watched. As much as they're watching you, they're being watched twice as hard, 3 times as hard. It ain't no different to what I was saying to you, I think it was yesterday or the day before, about the blacklist. She was a fully trained, decorated FBI agent. She didn't even know she was under surveillance. She didn't know her husband was a fucking handler. You're being watched, your person's being watched, they're being watched. By fucking God. Excuse my French. By God. By spirit. By your ancestors. By your spirit team. By the archangels. By your protection detail. They're watching you, God's watching them. That's the six of wands. That's who's going to win. Yeah? 6 of Pentacles. Things are going to be balanced out. Balance is going to be restored. 4 of Wands. You can't stop what God has ordained. You just can't. This high priestess, this high priestess knows this. Invested quite a lot. That's why this is the backfire. This is what happens when you try to send out some serious dark shit to a chosen one. To cause confusion, disruption, prevent healing and balance, cause a halt. You can delay, but you can't stop what God has. It's no different to roadworks. There's always a diversion. You'll still get to your destination. It might take you a little bit longer, but you'll still get there. And this high priestess, she knew. I'm telling you that what I'm picking up here, because this high priestess might not be part of the group. She might be a third party, like a subcontractor, should we say, that they invested in to create the confusion, right, amongst these lovers. To try and stop your person from coming towards you. This is the Knight of Swords, okay? To cause regret, upset, remorse. But these cycles have been completed now because you and your person have started to heal, yeah? So they're trying to emotionally manipulate the situation, whatever they can do at this point. That's the Death card. Spirit said that's a fucking wrap. I don't know how many times. I really don't know how many times. Because what I'm getting is this high priestess, she, doesn't really matter. This person in this high priestess energy, that they invested as the 7 of Pentacles to create this confusion, right? She got the fucking memo. So to what extent she did her work, God only knows. But yeah, God only knows. Well, your team know. Because they're doing their return to senders. This bad health It's going round. Unlike, unlike CV19, this coffin-inducing illness is real. There. The Ace of Swords. Spirit said that's the fucking truth. That just makes it even worse for this one here. She took their money, right? 10:44 on the clock, right? This high priestess took their money and told them she'd done a confusion spell. She probably didn't do anything. I keep being drawn to this Ace of Swords. Because she fucking knew. She fucking saw what was coming. That's what I'm picking up. She saw what was coming. So she said, I'm not interested in none of that. That's the Five of Wands. She said, no. I see what Spirit's got going on over there. I'm not going to be in that conflict and confusion and fighting and I know what power that wand holds. That high priestess was like, get somebody else to do it. She took their money though. She took their money. Look, the King of Pentacles, that's the energy that your person is in now. Because that's the Page of Cups. Because they've woken up and chosen their path. And they are growing emotionally, right? They want to come on in and apologise because they feel more stable now they're away from these people. And your people can't stand it. Because they know, look, that's the Ten of Wands. They're feeling very burdened right now, in despair. Because the person that thought they was a privileged lady is now in fucking court. Facing poverty, spiritual poverty. Locked up, gifts locked up. That's why they went to the third party. I told you this yes the other day. I told you this. Oh, here we go. Let's get into it, people. I told you this the other day. As each day passes, your gifts grow and theirs wane. So they've been out here because they've been trying to do this sex magic and all that kind of stuff because that's the kind of essence that they need, right? Either blood or semen or whatever, right? Anyway, their gifts, they can probably barely feel an emotion right now, their own, let alone anybody else's. They're no longer empathic, they're no longer intuitive, they can't think straight. Or everything's everything's backfiring, right? That's why they're fucking burdened, yeah? The Four of Cups, because they fucking know they missed out on an opportunity to grab this Ace of Pentacles from your person and from you. So they went to that fucking subcontractor, the third party high priestess. It's all coming in now. They went to that third party high priestess, paid a whack of money. A whack of money. She done her own work. She was like, she took their money. She took their fucking money, but she done her homework, and she knew what Spirit had, what kind of protection you had, what was behind your wand, your magic wand, yeah, your power, your spiritual gifts. She saw that, and she was like, get somebody else to do it. And she dipped. She took the money and dipped. And they're in despair because they know they're out of they know they're out of options. Oh, I was oh god, here we go, Karmaville again. What's cooking in Karmaville kitchen, my people? Divina's Divine Soul Tribe. Let's get into it. Oh yeah, I haven't used my supernatural deck for a while. I'm glad I pulled it out now. Right. So that high priestess, she done her homework and she was like, no. she knew. She must have picked up on the energy when she was doing her scrying or whatever it was she was doing to pick up to do her own work. And she knew. She picked up on the energy signature that you, your person, whoever they were trying to get done, 15:15 on the clock, was a chosen one. Is a chosen one. And made men. They don't have divine clearance to be doing that shit. Because she knew what she was doing. So she see that there the world card is here, that there was no opportunity to even try to come in and cause a 5 of Cups situation. Because your person and you are too far into your healing journey for any of that shit to work now. Your eyes been enlightened, 15:55 on the clock. You've been enlightened. So you're too far into your healing. So it wouldn't have worked anyway. A, because you're chosen ones, and B, because you're too far into your healing. You've ascended too high now. You can't do it. So try and ascend in the Queen of Wands and a page of a Knight of Wands to come in between these lovers. It is a fruitless task. They probably were trying to send these people in to harness your sexual energy, right? To harness your essence, to try and do these fucking spells that they went to this high priestess to do. Probably got some saliva or something off your person, fucking hair out of the hairbrush or whatever. You just don't know. These people, go and watch Enemy of the State. Go and watch The Blacklist. Go and watch any FBI, CIA, any shit like that. Go and watch how these people operate. Go and watch. They're telling you what they fucking do. All day, every day. Right? So, this high priestess, she took their change. Well, it weren't fucking change. She took their money and she dipped. I don't fucking blame her. I would have as well. That she knew that if she started interfering in that sort of stuff, he, she, whatever, the high priestess knew that if they started interfering in that stuff, they was getting that return to sender and they was getting coffined. Because the fact of the matter is, because your person and you have you've chosen to leave the darkness behind, to step onto your journey, your righteous path, the path that holds you in high honour as a chosen one, that's fuck all they can do. It's like you literally stepped into the ultimate protective bubble. You're one of us now. Well, you always were. But, you know, oh, welcome to the family. Welcome back to the family. You've accepted who you are. You know, that sort of thing. Well, when she done her little looky-loo, because that one they went to was the real deal. Wouldn't be doing any shit unless she knew she could get. There's the fucking devil. With the 7 of Wands. You and your person, you stood your ground. And justice is now being served. Good for you. And easy to beat that shit back. It really isn't. But you did it. And you know why you did it? You know how you did it? Because you decided that you weren't having it. Whatever the generational curse was, it weren't for you. You said, I'm not having that. I'm not going to be depressed. I'm not going to be bipolar. I'm not going to be overweight. I'm not going to have these health problems. I'm not going to have loveless marriages. I'm not going to have bad relationships with my children. I'm not going to continue to have these endless cycles of toxic karmic relationships. I'm not doing it. I'm going to fix myself so that I can be better than what's been before me, so that I can leave something better behind me. You did that. He was like, you what? You what? You don't want this anymore. You don't want You don't want none of this anymore. Oh, you want your divine counterpart? No, you don't. Oh, it's nothing but trouble there. They don't really love you. If they really loved you, they'd do what you wanted. They'd submit to your narcissistic shit. They can't really love you. And your person said, yes, they do. Despite my narcissistic shit, despite my playboy ways, you can't send playgirl ways, whatever, I take it as it resonates. You can't send temptation my way anymore because it doesn't work. I'm not interested in your shit. I want something real. I want something with substance. That's what your person said. I'm sick and tired of these empty, meaningless interactions. I want something that's divinely guided. I want something that's stable, that brings me happiness and fulfillment without making me feel ashamed of who I am or scared to be who I am because they love me despite any of that shit. Spirit said, justice will be served. Welcome home. That's what beat the devil, because you and your person decided to go home. That's left these people in material and spiritual poverty because of their acts of desperation. At least that high priestess did her homework. She listened to what the chatter was on the spiritual network. Chosen ones have come online. No, that's not right. That's just a fairy tale. Fucking fuckers that create fairy tales. No, that's just a fairy tale. That's a myth. It's not a fucking myth. You know it's happening. You knew it was coming. You fucking clowns. You've been here before. The difference is, this time round, it's different. 22 was on the clock when I said that. It's different because of all of the cycles that we've already been through, because this isn't our first rodeo, you know that, right? You don't get to be a general if you've only come down here once, I can assure you of that. But this is my fucking last heart. I ain't coming back to this ghetto again. So we are not on my fucking shift. We're going to clean this world up. I know it's a simulation, but as within, so without, you know. So, you made the right choice. You chose yourself. And not in a selfish way. You let go of the costume that you wore while you was in the devil's playground, i.e. your muggle life. Right? You took that costume off and you stepped into your actual work suit. Who you are. Yeah? So, and God said, it's time to celebrate. Yeah, the Three of Cups with the Chariot. It's time to celebrate because you emancipated yourself from the clutches of the devil. You chose to get on the chariot, God's personal delivery service, divine personal delivery service. And you said, I'm getting on there. That's the transport to the party. That's your graduation. The Three of Cups. That's your graduation party. That's what's got them lot in despair. Because the thing is, it's like being coronated. That's what's coming. Well, let's get into it. Oh, I'm gassed. Right, that's what's coming. That's why they're in despair. That's why they're going to third parties. A, because their gifts have gone. They've practically gone. They've been bound, right? That's why they had to go to a third party. The third party did their due diligence, and they were like, "Fuck that! I'm gonna take that change because they might have seen me looking." Oh, it's like it's like a scene in American Gods on Prime, and the dead wife goes with someone to Esther, Queen, the goddess Ishtar, right? Because she wants to reverse this death, the death. And when Esther did the read, the energy read, before she did any magic, she did this. Before she did any magic, she did this energy read, and she was like, "I'm not messing with that. That's nothing to do with me. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I'll see you later." That's what that fucking high priestess. That's what that fucking high priestess done. But she took the money. She was like, "I'm taking that as compensation because this is." I'm fucking telling you. She took that money as compensation. She said, "How dare you fucking?" She said, "You knew." She said they could have seen me looking. No, she said, "Get out, out, off you go." She said, literally said, "Get somebody else to do it. I'm not. Now get out." That's why they're in fucking poverty. They probably ain't got no more money to fucking be paying anybody, and nobody gonna fucking touch this. Nobody, because anybody tries to fucking, I can't. This is why it keeps coming up and it won't fucking stop. I'm so sorry that I keep swearing, people. I'm so sorry, but this, I'm channeling and I get really passionate and I can't stop. This is why when I'm doing somebody's reading and I start channeling, they want to cut me off and they oh, come on. It's story time. I'm telling you what spirit wants you to know, right? And the fact of the matter is, anybody, spiritual, in any realm, dimension, right? 3D, whatever. Anybody, this is what I'm picking up, that tries to do anything towards you in the 3D, the 4D, the 5, any of the fucking dimensions, right? Or timelines, for that matter, because they can fucking hop them. Don't get it twisted. Don't think for 1 second that all them fucking time travel movies, oh, it's just out of our, like, fuck it, they've been doing it. Back to the fucking Future. They've been telling you. That shit come out in the 80s. If they're showing you that in the 80s, what the fuck were they actually capable of in the 80s? They've been doing time travel shit way back when, since, all the time. We're fucking time travellers. Every time you take a step, you're moving in seconds. Anyway, I digress. Anybody that tries to trouble you in any timeline, any dimension, anywhere, this is what's going to happen to them. That's why she was like, "Get out of my place. Get out." It was a Peggy Mitchell situation. "Get out of my pub. I'm taking your money for the inconvenience because at this point, right, what you are here for is so important to this reset, and what you personally, let alone your person, is here to do is so important. They ain't taking any chances. Protection detail's got protection detail. They've got surveillance everywhere. And that's every one of you. Every one of you has got that kind of protection detail. Because listen, let me tell you something now. They ain't playing. It's a fucking wrap. Your days are done. It's our time. Our time. You've had your time. You fucked up. You fucked up. You let your little minions, yeah, the powers that ought not to be, the elites, run shit into the ground. Rape and pillage everything. Steal the fucking... So, sorry. This is why this keeps coming up. Because you emancipated yourself from the clutches of this prick, right? You literally stepped into your divinity. God's like, "Welcome home, child. I'm glad you've accepted who you are, and what you've been chosen for." So we're in this period of time, right? So it's like, you know you're chosen, you know you've got a job to do, you're in your work, you know, you're in your probation period. But it's like, you know, when kings and queens and that get crowned, right? It's like coronation. This is what I'm getting. Coronation. You're in that interim period, yeah, between like being told you've got the job, yeah, you've accepted it, you're growing into it and stepping into yourself and so on and so forth. But the next part, because like I said to you, this is your probation period, right? Your probation period, at the end of your probation period, you get coronated. And it's official. It's official anyway. But you know what I mean? Because like, they're not going to stop trying to knock you off your path. I mean, they're not going to be able to now, like, you know, because you've seen it. Like, the veil's been lifted. Yeah? But that's why they've had to go to a third party. They've lost their gifts. They can't do nothing. And they've had to go to a third party to try and get this shit done. They fucking knew what was going. They've lost their gifts and now they're sick. They know what the next fucking stop is on that train. Right? Five of Swords, they're fucking defeated. And they know it because there's that fucking tower moment. And the bastard magician. With the Eight of Swords, they're stuck. They're fucking trapped. Because you're an empress. A chosen one, a divine feminine. And your person's a divine masculine. A chosen one, a star seed. An earth angel. They might well be an avenging angel, but an angel you are all the same. We've all got different jobs, we have different departments. We're not in the nursery. We're at the top floor. We're the top floor warriors, right? That's why you're protect. I know. I'm sorry. I get passionate about this. But the thing is, the way it's coming in, it's like they're saying you need to make that. They need to get it. Look, I'm wearing blue, right, for communication. Blue for communication, right? This is what they want me to communicate to you. Your ancestors, my ancestors, Spirit, Holy Spirit, Divine Source Creator. This is what they want you to know. This is what you need to know. You're in the interim period at the moment, your probationary period. Your coronation is upcoming. The Ace of Pentacles with the Three of Cups. Your coronation is coming. They know that, right? This is why they're trying so fucking hard to knock you off your path. I'll tell you what, even if you just so much as have sex with the wrong person, that's it, you're out. Yeah, it's like fucking Squid Game at this fucking point, right? So the messages that I'm getting to give you guys, right, is because you need to hear this. It's important. You've been chosen because you are a pure divine being of love and light. You've done the necessary work to clean the crap out of your training program, right? You're home. You're coming home. You need a clean vessel. You've got to keep it clean. You've got to stay pure. Don't let this shit bag send in shit like this, right? To confuse you. Where is he? The Knight of Wands. Stay away from anybody at this period of time until, because look, this is why no one is touching this. No one. They're going to all kinds of people. All kinds of people, right? And every time, at every turn, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Queen of Wands, any sorceress, priestess, anyone that they can think of that can perform magic and do these kind of spells, these rituals, they're going to other communities and everything, mate. I'm telling you. But the word on the spiritual street is you guys have been activated, your protection details been activated, and basically you're made men now. They think, this is what I'm getting, they think that if they can catch you off guard before your coronation, that personally, you won't be, if you get knocked off your path, right, you won't go through this wave. But again, it's free will. It's a choice. You come this far, you're going to really let that prick knock you off? No, come on now. We know better, don't we? But if they knock you off, that's going to set you back, right? Because you'll be ingesting demons that they fucking sent to you, right? So, I mean, they just don't do it, because if they can get you off your path with some form of trickery, manipulation, right, they'll do it. If they can, even if they can get you trapped back into that low vibrational energy of like anxiety, fear, and all that sort of stuff. Because I'll tell you something, I don't get anxiety anymore unless I'm picking it up off of somebody else. And I'm an empath. I don't, well, I do think, obviously, but not like that. Like, you know, the anxious overthinking. No. Even if they can get you back in that energy, you've got to pull yourself back out of it again. So be very mindful, because they're trying, this is what I'm saying to you, they're trying any angle that they could possibly think of to try and pop on in and knock you off your path, even if it's just a little bit. Just enough. It's like you've got a plane to catch, right? And if you miss that plane, there's no other plane for another 3 days. If you miss that plane, there's not another plane for another 5 to 10 years. That's the numbers that I got, 5 to 10 years. And they will try to cause delays. You need your keys, you'll lose your keys. You need a suitcase, you'll lose your suitcase. You need your coat, you'll lose your coat. Anything to prevent you from getting to that fucking airport and boarding that plane. Because as soon as you get on that plane, you're anointed. Right? That's just it. I get these little analogies just to break it down, because it does help, like, to digest it that way sometimes. But yeah, like I said, oh my God, I love how this comes out. So like I said, you're the divine feminine in your receptive energy. You're about to receive your crown. That's got this lot feeling like a bunch of fools. For even at this point, right, there's a few of them, they're actually starting to fall back, right? Because they feel like fools. They're like, why did we even start this shit? Why did we even think we could get away with it? She said, he said, it'd be alright if we did this, it'd be alright if we did that, as long as we get the gifts. Don't worry, we're definitely going to get them. We know what we're doing. We've been at this since they were babies. Because like I said, you've got to remember, you guys are generational curse breakers. So we're not just dealing with, like, because this is not going to be for everybody, this is just going to be for a small percentage of the collective. We're dealing with, like, some of you, your person would have been born into this family, of this nest, right? Some of you, your person got involved with the nest willingly. Others of you, it's going to have been a situation via the handlers from the family that sent the generational curse to your family. Because don't get it twisted, if there's a curse attached to your family, at the very least there's a fucking spirit monitoring you. They want to know who's being born, because they need to know what kind of a demon to assign, because they'll scan your energy to see what kind of fucking gifts and shit like that you've got. They'll scan you. Oh, wow, we're going to give this one, and this one, this. You're an empath. You will, at some point in your life, deal with depression and anxiety. Straight away, come on, boys, you've got a job. It's a spirit that they fucking send to you. Right? That fucks with your head. I digress. So they're like, why did we even start this? She said this, he said that. It's like, again, going back to robbing that fucking shop that you don't know who owns it. You know the manager's name. Yeah, all right, we'll take them on. Well, I've heard about them, but fuck it, let's get into it, sort of thing. But the manager of the shop ain't in the same league as the owner of the shop. And that's the problem, see? All of these creatures were judging the book by its cover. Didn't think to look inside and have a good look round. Or even do a little bit of research. Because these people that I'm picking up on, I don't really feel that some of them may be handlers, but they'll be coming from the family, because this kind of a family, that's a society, that's a cult. Or a coven, it's a cult, and it really is. Fucking nest. Whatever it is, whatever label they give themselves, it's a group of people, a network. So they will have like monitors, handlers, da-da-da-da. This is far deep and wide. This goes up in levels. So, but these ones, they feel like fools because they can't get anybody to work with them, because they can't manipulate anybody anymore. That's another thing as well. The veil's been lifted. So people are like, that don't ring true. That don't sound right. Because anybody they're going to has been listening to the fucking spiritual radio, spiritual underground radio, the chatter that's been going through the airwaves. Chosen ones have come online. Unions have started to happen. That's what's fun. It's a ripple effect. See? The more twins, divine counterparts, kingdom spouses, whatever you want to call it, the more divine counterparts come into union, it's like activation. You think, if you think you've been activated now, and your gifts are amplified now, wait till you're in union. Wait till you're in union. It's like a fucking supercharge, mate. Yeah. And that's what's happening. It's the ripple effect. The 100 monkey syndrome. Everyone's waking up. Everyone's realising what the fuck's going on. It's the Matrix. It's not Bird Box anymore. Playtime's over. Been telling you since before Christmas. Yeah? Here's this bitch again. Queen of Swords. It's a wrap. Very manipulative. This one here, though, quite arrogant, I'm picking up. This one here believes, and we all know what a belief is, she's going to get away with it. I won't get caught. I won't catch those licks. I got somebody else to do it. I didn't get my hands dirty. It's the intention, bitch. 44 on the clock. You sent the fucking energy out there. sent the energy out there. And this is the problem. She left a fucking trail of breadcrumbs. Back to that fucking cauldron she's been hanging around. Trying to do love spells. Fucking blood magic. Look at that shit. If you please. I knew there was a reason I needed to get this deck out. This is the Supernatural deck. If you've watched Supernatural, then you know. They weren't fucking around in that program either. Real demons, real fucking spells, real sigils, real rituals, the fucking lot. They've been telling you. Blood magic. Don't be drinking nothing. Don't be having sex with no... I'm telling you now. Here goes the nose. The Two of Pentacles. Trying to knock everything off balance. Trying to knock you off your fucking path. I just... and do you know what the thing is, right? This is what I'm picking up. At this point right now, it wouldn't... And this like... I don't know if you've ever watched anything like Burn Notice or anything like that. Like, you know, where people like are travelling all over the world, chasing people down, this, that and the third, right? That's what these fucking people are doing. They're running all around the world. So if you've noticed that a lot of that certain people have been going away a lot, travelling a lot, unusually a lot, that's fucking why. Because they're going around the world trying to find somebody to do this fucking hit. Because at this point, they're that fucking desperate. They're like, fuck it, let's just take them out. Got to get them before they're anointed. I'm sure I've seen something like that. Like it'll fucking come to me after I come off this. So I can't believe all this is coming out. So right, fast, abstain, protect. Do your spiritual baths. Do your saging. Do your incense. Do your crystal. Do everything 3 times. Power of 3, my darling. Yeah? Protect yourself and those around you. Pray for your people. Pray for your person because they fucking need it right now. I'm telling you now. It is fucking on and popping, mate. I guess we're going to get into it. Because that's what it's getting down to. Like, on and popping. They will do anything. Anything. They're going all around the world. Any practitioners, they're going outside of the community. They're going to different communities, different kind of practitioners. They don't give a fuck. And they're spending money on that. Money. They're making new covenants. Oh, I promise I'll do this. Crossroads shit. All kinds of fucking crap. Calling on high level. Probably going to the fucking Vatican. Yeah, go and look that fucking shit up. So if anybody's been going to fucking Italy just recently, I'd give them the fucking side eye. The fuck are you doing? Yeah. New Orleans, Africa. Just think about it for a minute. I'm pretty sure that somebody watching this right now knows somebody that's gone to Italy just recently. Or Africa. Or like Korea. Listen, Mexico, Brazil, Portugal, Spain, anywhere that they practice dark shit. They on it. Jet setting around the fucking world, mate. Telling you, making up business fucking meetings, all kinds of shit. Well, it is business, but just not the business you think it is. All there's, yeah. And trust me, watch the people around you, what they're being diagnosed with, what tablets they're taking, how they look, what their face is like, whether they'll start looking fucking dried out and drained. That's what they'll start looking like. Black rings under their eyes, bad skin, fucking, like, wrinkles appearing out of nowhere, sunken eyes, because that's the fucking demon eating them from the inside out. Like, probably getting lesions, sores. ulcers. That they're probably getting a lot of ulcers. And quite possibly problems with their fucking eyesight. Because it appears to be that that's already happened anyway. So just keep it on. And most of the things, this will be the thing that should make you want to question them even more. Shit. See, look, fucking interference. I was just trying to get another deck to clarify these cards. Excuse me, guys. Can't stop brainstorming. I will not be silenced. Right. So they knew that would fucking see. They knew it would distract me. It's all right. Can't stop, won't stop. I'll keep going. You'll find, right, that these illnesses or medical concerns that these people are starting to accumulate, because it won't just be one thing, it will be a number of things. They'll be unexplainable. There won't be. They'll try ointments. They'll try creams. They'll try gels. They'll try tablets. Love a bit of fucking tablets, yeah. They'll try anything the doctor fucking gives them, but nothing will work because it's not a 3D medical problem that they'll be enduring. And then they'll end up being diagnosed with something that's then they'll end up being diagnosed with something that leads to a coffin, because Spirit said, God said, it's time for justice, and we're working on this in the background. Just have patience, because everything will work out in the end. That's your destiny. It's your destiny to be a badass warrioress. Your destiny. Spirit said that's the fucking truth. Because you healed, and your person's healed and is now in their divine energy, these people aren't going to be able to take what God has got for you. No, because you chose your path towards your wish fulfillment. Made decisions. No longer stuck indecisive. You're waiting for your ships to come in because you're in your probationary period now. Yeah? And you know these ships are coming on in. So you're just doing what you've got to do. No more conflict, no more competition. You can't compete when you don't compare. You're a chosen one. They're not even cockroaches at this point. They're just creatures. Your person's more stable. You fell in love with yourself. Neither one of you let go of the connection. None of them let go of the idea that they could circumvent this. Clowns. And because you stood your ground and you said no more to this confusion, you cut that shit out. The person's coming on in to tell you the truth about what's been going on, because they know they need to come clean, because they've been enlightened. They've healed their wounded inner child, as have you. They're working on healing it, because every day is a new layer to peel back, let's face it, but they want to come on in and collaborate with you. I can assure you the collaboration between you and your person is going to end in a lot better way than the collaboration between these mugs but in the background, because you two are destined to be together. God said. Yeah? So we're going to put an end to all that shit because you decided to let go of who you thought you were. Ego death. You accepted who you are on a spiritual level. Now it's time for you to have your 2 of Cups. your divine union. No more emptiness, no more sadness, no more regret, no more sorrow, no more fucking toxic relationships because you're not in your wounded inner child energy anymore. Trying to get a hug from anyone, just someone. Someone just hug me. That's what your wounded inner child's always fucking screaming. This is the thing. Oh, weren't you hugged enough as a child? No. No. And why the fuck is that funny? Fucking demons. Anyway, I digress. Because you now see things from a different perspective, this stupid bitch, the Queen of Swords, can't fucking pull the wool over your eyes anymore, or anything else for that matter. Everything this silly bitch has been doing under these moon cycles with this fucking magician has been seen by God. And this is why they're feeling burdened and overwhelmed. They ain't going to be able to put them burdens down. They'll be carrying them fucking sticks for the rest of their natural life on this fucking planet. Because they'll be stuck here. They'll be stripped of their spiritual gift. They will be like that homeless man that walks around chatting stuff all the time that you ignore. That stinks of piss. That'll be them. Running around pushing their shopping trolleys stinking of piss. Eating scraps out of the fucking bin. Because you know what'll happen? Their gifts are getting stripped anyway. As you ascend, they descend. Right? They'll have to carry around the burden of the knowledge of what they fucking tried to do to you and what they did do to your person while your person was growing up. Because like I said, this is a fucking network. It's not just a few people, five, 6 men. There's a fucking network. Far deep and wide. Far deep and wide enough to be able to conjure up fucking spirits to sit on your ass all day long. Far deep and wide enough to be able to send people in to handle you and your person. That's how far deep and fucking wide. That shit you see on the telly, that's just them letting you know what they're up to. The devil's in the details, lovies. What you're watching on the telly, that's basically the fucking fine print. And you're agreeing to that shit by asking for more of it. Same as when you drink alcohol. Oh, give me more. Until you're lost. Same as that. They amplify it, they exaggerate it so that it can't possibly be real. People don't get visions like that. Yes, they fucking do. People can't hear that. Yes, they fucking can. You can't read my energy. Yes, I can. I can even tell if you fancy me. I can tell what you're thinking about doing to me. I can feel it if you feel a certain type of way towards me. That's how strong my fucking gifts are. So imagine what these people can do. And I've always known I've had these gifts, but to, fully accept them in your knowing, it's a complete different ball game. They've always fucking known because they've been born into that shit. That's a way of life for them. Go and watch Satanic Panic, that tongue-in-cheek comedy. They're showing you what your local gated community members are up to on a full moon. Yeah, even shows you one of the couples sacrificed their fucking baby. Because you see a picture of them when there's 4 of them, and then they show another picture where the baby's missing. Anyway, I digress. So, yeah. Just rest assured, people. I'm sorry it's gone on so long. I'm going to come off this now. Rest assured, right? This one here that's been at the forefront of shit, yeah? Probably the mother that had all those fucking kids knowing that she was going to have one. This one here. So this is either a mother or a grandmother or an auntie, but somebody in a fucking high level position in the family, but in a high level position in the fucking cult or the society or the group, whatever you want to call it. See, because everything's been revealed, she can no longer do what she has been doing. Because this one here is quite powerful with her fucking words. Quite manipulative. But now these moon cycles have revealed everything. This magician won't work with her no more. Because everything they've done has been recorded. On Angel CCTV. Divine CCTV. God's all seeing and all knowing. They're not the only ones with the fucking skinny. They're not the only ones with surveillance networks. We have them too. As above, so below, as within, so without. So, I mean, I'll give them their due. Because I am hearing that they did try cloaking spells. They did. Because once things started, more so you guys, once you start coming into your knowing, it's like somebody was saying, it's like a bell gets rung. Well, I suppose it is, you know. Because your powers, it's like somebody coming online. Tell you what it's like. It's like the old telephone exchange. This is how I'm seeing it in my head anyway. I mean, take it as it resonates. This is just mine, right? The old telephone exchange, it depends how old you are. I'm probably showing my age now. It doesn't really matter. I'm proud of my age. I don't really care. It's irrelevant anyway. They'd have a switchboard, right? And they'd plug things in, blah, blah. But they'd know who was on calls because there was lights that went across the boards and that, you know, just like a telephone switchboard or whatever. So the operators would know who was online because their light came on. We're all on that fucking circuit board. And there has to be a balance in things. But there's always fucking moles in the camp, isn't there? So they're going to have people like, come on, you see it in the police, they're shoving money under the table, they're giving information over there. Look at the fucking Matrix. Look at that dude. He sold his people out for a fucking bit of steak, or whatever the fuck it was, the stupid prick. That's how 3D was trapped. Oh, I can't take it anymore, I don't want to eat it. But you're going to eat fucking poison. You will turn your people out to go and eat synthetic shit that's not even real. These are the kind of people that you need to watch out for. Keep yourself. Don't even have a fucking circle. Just make it a line. At this fucking point, you can't trust nobody. Because they are out here trying to do overtime. Like I said, you're going to have some people out there travelling the fucking world to go and see people face to face because they don't trust phones, they don't trust the internet, they don't trust nothing. They certainly can't trust the spiritual network because it's got to the point now, right, where everyone's just turning on them. That's why they're in despair. That's why they're in the courthouse. That's why they've called the fucking meeting in the family room. That's what the message of concern is. You're done out here. You're done. That's why. Because, like, anybody that they're coming up to and they're like, they're your burdens to carry. I can't help you. That is literally going to be them walking around hell for the rest of their life. What did I do? I should never have done it. Go and watch like fucking Lucifer. That's the very definition of hell. Stuck in a loop. That's going to be them. Trapped in their fucking head. Carrying around all of this shit that they've done. To you and your person, that's the burdens that they're going to be carrying. Yeah. Why? We were watching the whole time. You can't outrun divine CCTV. Who do you think makes the fucking cloaks of invisibility? Who do you think fucking writes the cosmic laws for you to be able to cast the fucking spells? You mugs. It's like, you know, coders and programmers and that, yeah? and hackers and stuff like that. They write programs. If they've designed a fucking program, they're going to make a back door so that they can see what's going on and they can still fucking control it. Because it's their program. Right? It's the same thing. There's certain spells and rituals and stuff like that. These fucking people out here playing with these things. These things have been inverted by dark practitioners. Where the fuck do you think they got the spells from in the first place? The divine knowledge. Where do you think it came from? It's not called divine knowledge for no fucking reason. They're out there using our divinity, our divine knowledge, and they're trying to turn it around against us, thinking that we can't see what they're fucking doing. Well, obviously we didn't at the time, but thinking that our people, our ancestors, our protectors, God, can't see what they're doing. Welcome to hell. It's warm. Well, it's not even warm, is it? Because hell is cold. It's cold, people. Why the fuck? Oh, when hell freezes. Hell is fucking frozen. I don't know why people keep saying it again. Everything's inverted. When a spirit enters your home, or tries to, you get the shivers, you get the goosebumps. It's cold. If it was fucking Caribbean down there, why would it be cold when a spirit enters your fucking house? It don't make sense. And everyone's out there believing illogical shit. Well, that they said. Who the fuck are they? And where do they get their information from? Can you go and fact check it? Can you verify that? Have they got fucking receipts? No. They are just telling you and you're just going, all right then. Fucking bird boxing it again. Accepting what you're told and don't look out there. Why not? Why not? I don't know. I'm sorry, people. I get very passionate. No, I'm not sorry. I keep apologising. That's narcissistic fucking programming. They always want you to apologise for shit. Don't say that. Can't say that. It might upset them. Fucking hope I do. Maybe it will upset them enough to fucking change. And vote, just look at what they're doing. Question themselves. Anyway. I was in a conversation I had earlier, like, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Why am I apologising for expressing myself, for expressing my truth? Don't be sorry for telling the truth. If the way you've delivered it may have offended or upset somebody, then by all means apologise for your delivery, but don't apologise for speaking the truth or speaking up about what it is that you want. That's your truth. Those are your desires. Those are your needs. Make sure they get fucking met. Everybody else has been out here trampling all over you to get their needs met. I digress again. Anyway, look. The Empress is at the bottom of the deck. That's you. The Empress. You invested in yourself because you had that fucking Tower moment. You spent that time in reflection, right? And you worked hard on yourself and now you've been enlightened because you stood your ground and you had your boundaries up. Yeah? Even though it caused a bit of conflict. But you rode your way to victory because you never let go of your faith in God. Because you trusted your intuition, you trusted your instinct, you trusted your inner knowing that you was walking your destined path. So God said, I'm sending the deliveries in. Yes, I am. There's the King of Wands. So you're going to have a nice, passionate partner. You loved on yourself enough for me to be able to send in everything you ever asked for and then some, because that's Cupid's arrows as well as fast movement travel, so you're going to be moving around a lot. You've waited long enough. So your person's going to come on in and tell the truth after a period of being away in despair, remorse, regret. Now they're coming on in to get their happy ever after. After this fucker knocked them off their path. They defeated them by trusting in God, right? And manifesting themselves out of that indecisive energy, that fear. Being deceptive, being sneaky, narcissistic. The spirit of narcissism was running through their arse. Now they're recovering from that. And they said, I won't be defeated again. I've won this battle. They found the strength and the courage to balance things out, to come on in and reconnect with you, to get a reconciliation. Because they see you as this hot, confident woman that's truly a spiritual warrioress and in their divinity. Yeah, they do. They know you've got it going on. They know you've got your shit together. So they got in the boat and they said, I'm coming home. I want my wife in. Yeah? They've closed out their karmic cycles. You've closed out your karmic cycles. You're in line for a brand new passionate beginning after a very extended period of heartache, loss, upset, disappointment, right? Sleepless nights, unable to eat, sleep, think, drink, like whatever. Probably drinking just to get to sleep. Stuck in your head, can't stop, right? The justice is being served now. After a period of time while you've been put on hold so that you can heal things, right? Come on in and get your wish fulfillment. Your person's coming on in with an offer of love, yeah? Because they're ready to take a leap of faith. Are you? Right. I'm going to end it there because that was a nice way to end it. 1 hour, 11 minutes and 11 seconds when I said that. So, my Divine Soul Tribe, Divina's Divine Soul Tribe. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Right. Thanks for sticking around. I'm going to go because I've got other things I need to do. So, thanks for sticking around. Like, share, subscribe. Love to have you in the Divine Soul Tribe. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time, guys. Until then, stay divine.